OpenAI is proposing giving 5% of its equity directly to a U.S. sovereign wealth fund. Yes, actual public ownership in the AI boom. We really need to unpack this.
Welcome to 5-Minute AI News for Friday, July 3rd, 2026. We are also looking at Microsoft sending an army of engineers into the corporate world, Apple's surprising cloud partnership, and why AI agents are quietly stealing freelance gigs.
Let's start with that massive OpenAI proposal. Sam Altman is in early talks with the Trump administration to donate 5% of the company to a new sovereign wealth fund. The idea is to make sure the general public gets a slice of the financial upside from this technology.
It is a wild precedent for wealth distribution in the tech sector, and apparently the administration is completely open to the idea and has even floated similar ownership deals to Google and Meta. Speaking of massive corporate maneuvers, the entire industry focus is definitively shifting from building models to actually integrating them. Microsoft just dropped $2.5 billion to launch a unit called Frontier Company.
Right. They're embedding 6,000 AI engineers directly into enterprise businesses to help them build custom tools into their core processes. And AWS is doing the exact same thing with a $1 billion investment. The experimental phase is officially over. Companies are demanding actual, measurable return on investment, which requires massive organizational restructuring and hands-on expertise.
It makes perfect sense why we are seeing established consumer applications completely pivot. Whip Media is shutting down their incredibly popular TV time tracking app on July 15th, leaving longtime users out in the cold. They are doing this just so they can redirect all their resources into enterprise AI products. The business-to-business sector is just where the real money is right now.
On the infrastructure side, the hardware wars are heating up fast. Anthropic is now in early talks with Samsung Electronics to manufacture a custom AI chip, and they are aggressively hiring chip engineers. They are following right in OpenAI's footsteps with their Jalapeno chip initiative. Everyone is trying to reduce their reliance on third-party providers and stop paying NVIDIA so much money.
Which might be exactly why NVIDIA is acting like a central bank lately. They are heavily bankrolling emerging AI startups across the board. If the big tech giants are building their own silicon to cut infrastructure costs, NVIDIA has to cultivate a new generation of loyal customers to diversify demand for their core chip business.
That dependency on hardware is leading to some very strange bedfellows. Apple is deploying its private cloud compute infrastructure outside its own data centers for the very first time, and they chose Google Cloud. They're combining NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs, Intel security tech, and Google's custom Titan chips, while strictly locking out AWS and Azure from the collaboration.
They are maintaining an independent, append-only hardware ledger to ensure strict user privacy, but the sheer scale of all this computing power is taking a massive toll on the environment. Google just reported a 37% increase in annual electricity use for 2025. That is their biggest yearly jump ever, contributing to a total usage increase of over 250% since 2019.
Hitting those net zero climate pledges is looking nearly impossible right now, as data center development vastly outpaces the decarbonization of the energy grid. But while the physical grid strains, the software is getting scarily competent. According to the Remote Labor Index, AI agents can now complete 16% of paid freelance projects at a professional quality level.
That is up from just 2.5% 8 months ago. It's a staggering jump in capability that will definitely transform the broader labor market. But it's not all smooth sailing. Word leaked from an internal Meta meeting that Mark Zuckerberg is actually pretty disappointed with the slow progress of their own AI agents.
It turns out building fully autonomous digital workers that can handle broad, complex applications is much harder than expected. So Meta is exploring other consumer avenues. They just quietly launched an experimental app called Pocket, developed with engineers from Atma Sciences. It lets users generate and share fully interactive minigames and digital toys using just simple text prompts.
Speaking of changing how we consume content, Google just updated Notebook LM. Instead of just giving you text summaries or audio podcasts, it now generates short, vertical, TikTok-style video overviews of your uploaded documents. It's all about adapting information synthesis to modern social media attention spans.
That OpenAI equity story is really going to dominate the rest of the year. If the US government actually takes a 5% stake in the leading AI company, the regulatory and economic implications are going to be absolutely fascinating to watch unfold.
We will definitely keep tracking it. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the show, please take a second to like, subscribe, and leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps us grow. Have a fantastic Friday, and we will see you back here next week.